Okay, in this review, we're taking a look at a pretty old lab. This was developed in 1999, but it shows the basic process of running a gel to look at DNA samples. And so we'll click through it. It certainly betrays its age a little bit, but there's some good stuff here, so we'll take a look. So we introduce the equipment that we need, and then we click on the pipette. And so there's a neat bit of text over here to the right that explains what's going on. I can see the potential to ask questions there. So we have to click on tubes and it draws in the sample, and there's a lot of clicking around, which is great. I don't know if I really believe that there's a lot of instructional value to this process, but I think in the end, a student would have a better idea of the process that experimenters go through as they actually run a gel. So I think that's good. And place it back in the tube rack. Click on the tube rack. Click on the timer. Click continue. Definitely would get a little concerned that the students are just trying to get through stuff here at this point. Then it moves us down and continues. We add some more tools here. Explains what a gel looks like. We load our DNA into it. And it does a little bit for us, and on and on. So again, I think this is a good way to start giving people an opportunity to see what actually happens when you run a gel. But I don't know that it does the best job of explaining exactly why things happen and why we're seeing what we see. All right, now we get to look at it, and there's the gel, and that's the end of the virtual lab. This is neat, and I think, in terms of it showing what an actual scientist goes through, I think that's probably a really good thing for kids to see, and it does show our results, and they look like our experimental. So that's what we would expect. I guess my criticism here, this might actually be better as a demo. This might be better as something that the students just watch a scientist actually run through with some time lapse and jumping through. I think the actual process of clicking on the pipettes and whatever doesn't really provide a ton for the student there. But in the end, I think they have a better idea of what a scientist might go through, and that's important. So maybe not my favorite. I'm not sure if I would use it in my classroom, but I do see the value of it, especially back 20 years ago when it was introduced.